I'm Captain Mike Norton of Norton Nautical Services. I'm a captain here at Port Harbor Marine, where we're here today to talk to you about your captain's orientation. Today we're going to talk about what to do when you first arrive at the boat. First thing we're going to do when we get on the boat is turn on your battery switches. Without your batteries on, you'll have no power to the boat. And we have 2 batteries on this boat. So I'm going to take this battery switch and turn it to the 6 o'clock position so that we're using both batteries. Boat engines are like car engines. They have an alternator. If you're running the engine, the batteries will charge. I like to have it on both so that it's charging both batteries as we're out cruising around the harbor. So we've gotten on the boat. Our engine is up out of the water like most outboard engines are in salt water. You want to store them in the up position out of the water to keep them clean and function properly. First thing we're going to do is we're going to use our throttle switch, our trim switch on our throttle, and we're going to put the engine all the way down in the water as far as it'll go. And we're going to confirm with our gauge here that the engine is all the way down in the water. It's important to start with your engine all the way down for maximum performance out of the hole and to get your boat up on plane. All of us in the marine industry promote safe boating while on our waterways. Make sure you have 1 certified life jacket per person on board, as well as all of the other U.S. Coast Guard required items. An anchor, a horn, whether it's hooked to your boat electronically, or an air horn, sports horn, flares, and a throwable cushion. But consult all of your local coastal regulations to make sure that you are safe boating. Our batteries are on, our engine's in the water. Now it's time to start that engine. A couple of things that we want to check before we start the engine to make sure the engine will start. Two things sometimes happen that'll allow our engines to not start. One is our engine may be in gear, our transmission. You might have bumped it, somebody might have bumped it. You just might not have had it in neutral when you came into the dock before you turned the engine off. If you're not in neutral, the engine will not start. The other, and this is one that the Coast Guard is going to be paying more attention to this year, is our safety lanyard. Our safety lanyard is a disconnect that if you fall off the boat, our engine will stop. One end is clipped to the boat, the other end is clipped to us. That way, if I fall overboard, the boat stops and I have a chance to get back to it. With both of these in place and our engine in neutral, our engine will start right up. You're going to be using your GPS, you want to make sure everything's up and operational to the screen that you want. Your engine diagnostic screen is showing appropriate measures. So now we're ready to untie and leave the dock. This boat is set up with a classic arrangement of a bow line and a stern line. Only 2 lines for this size boat. It's fine, and it's got 2 fenders. First, what I'll untie here is the bow line, and then I'll come back because it's closer to our passenger compartment and easier for me to get on. I'll untie the stern line last. If you have a spring line, a line in the middle of the boat, that will be the last one that you untie, and then when you come back in, the first one on the dock. Now our lines are untied. Best to always give your bow a little push out so you don't have to worry about steering too much and hitting the dock with the stern of your boat or the engine. Now that we're away from the dock, we're going to tidy up our boat. We're going to make sure our lines are in and tucked away so they don't go overboard during our trip. And we're going to bring in our fenders so that they don't bounce off the side of the boat or become loose while we're out and about. Both lines, both fenders are now on the boat. Important to keep everything tidy and straight and obey all no-wake zones. Anytime you're coming in and out of a marina, a mooring field, or you're close to shore, 1,000 RPM or less, or about 5 miles per hour. So we've arrived at the boat, we followed our checklist, our sequence of events, we've untied, our lines are in, our fenders are in. Everybody that's joining me today, well, they're not here, but they would be. They'd be seated and ready to go. Our stereo's on, we're out of the no-wake zone, it's time to go boating. See you on the dock.